everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm well aware that Valentine's Day is over, but I still need to be here to fulfill my yearly romance quota, okay? However, instead of talking about love this year, I am going to be talking about toxic relationships in comics instead, and why readers are still reading it to this day and enjoying it, you know? I can already see the comments being split into two ways. One side being like, we should normalize healthy relationships, and the other side being like, leave our interests alone. Either way, I'm staying neutral, and I'm going to try to understand all of this myself as well. Keep in mind though, I will not be talking about these toxic behaviors in comics. We shouldn't give any excuses at all. Instead, I'm going to be focusing on usual red flags of like a love interest that our poor MC is usually into. Why do people read romance anyway? Personally for me, I used to read a lot of shoujo romance manga as a kid. And you know how the POV is always like that dumb 16-year-old high school girl. You know how it is. It's always nice to experience from her perspective of being swept up by the popular guy and accidentally maybe joining a host club full of hot guys. Like, this shit never happens to me IRL, okay? With that said, people love toxic relationships in comics because they can self-insert. We do not judge people for what they like and who they choose to like. Fictional romance exists as a safe space for people to escape to. Of course, if you were to apply this toxicity in real life, then you may need to evaluate your relationship and possibly seek help. But now you're probably asking, why are people even inserting themselves in these toxic scenarios? I had to Reddit for this answer because I didn't quite know myself. And this Reddit user actually makes a good point. People love to read toxic relationships because it's always the dark, mysterious, tall, handsome guy, and we feel that we can change them. Sounds funny to a lot of people, but this is truly the driving force for many readers as well. I cannot deny that this is probably me most of the time. I suppose a lot of us just happen to have this instinct of, I can change them, you know? Although this shouldn't be applied in real life because it's kind of like a toxic savior complexity. It truly matters to readers that the other interest is redeemable. Although it's probably gonna like take 200 chapters to get there, they're definitely staying. They're gonna be there for sure. There is something about normal, healthy relationship that just doesn't quite cut it. And this Reddit user manages to make a good point here. Toxic relationships have a more interesting dynamic than the fluffy ones because conflict is key. And more conflict means more struggles, means more plot, and means more fun. There's also a very powerful cathartic element of redeeming the bad guy. Redeemable bad guy mentioned again. Personally, I'm not good at writing conflicts. I tend to struggle to write on relationship conflicts in my comics. I think I tend to enjoy toxic comics once in a while because there's a lot of drama and conflict waiting to be unfold. If I'm invested in the relationship, no matter how stupid the conflict is, even if it's just a miscommunication between the lovers for like 50 episodes, I'm sad. But for real though, nothing wrong with enjoying the vanilla love stuff. If anything, I'm quite jealous of you if you can just get by with that. I think as I grew older, and now that I'm in a healthy married relationship, some days I tend to crave a bit of destruction. And fictional romance has always been that escape for me, you know? Sometimes I read a toxic comic, right? And usually my curiosity tends to get the better of me, so I scroll down to the comments. The majority of the comments are usually just people thirsting, of course, but eventually I will find my people feeling the same sentiments as me. It usually goes like this. What the fuck did I just read? Also, when is the next episode? Reading a toxic comic is like watching a train wreck or a car crash. You just can't look away. And the hook for many of these relationships is knowing what may eventually happen to them. And of course, the nosy person you are, you have to be there to find out. So you are locked in for 50 more episodes of abuse. This type of toxic behavior should be forbidden IRL, but in the fictional world, it's all a game. Probably even a guilty pleasure to some.
Bombastic side eye.
I used to think as society progresses, we would dwindle down on the toxic romance trope and we would have more healthier tellings of a relationship. Instead, these comics are just now on other platforms. Heck, I wouldn't even be surprised if you just read it on a mainstream comic. I always found it fascinating when I read a comic that's clearly written by someone who's never been in a relationship and be like, why would anyone read this shit? To also find out that probably most of the readers don't know what a relationship looks like as well, you know? Really makes you think. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment down below on why you like toxic relationships in comics. But yeah, feel free to like and subscribe if you would like more videos like this. Also, I have a comic book out called Dear Alice. It's a super fluffy, vanilla slice of life, a bit of drama type of comic. No romance though, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a really cute comic and I'm really proud of it. It's my first comic. And yeah, if you're looking to buy something nice for someone who just likes to read and whatnot, feel free to check out my comic, Dear Alice. Available on Amazon. Shout out to my Art Gem Discord. We draw and we VC every week, and yeah, if you're interested to join, feel free to join with the link in the description. Just like Patreon, I now have YouTube memberships where for $1 a month you get to see early access videos and videos that have been made exclusive, even just videos without ads. I also now do IRL live streams every Wednesday GMT +8 on YouTube, so if you would like to come and say hi and talk to other artists in the chat, feel free to join and I'll see you every week. I also want to thank my Patreons and members for supporting the channel as usual. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.